Hey, everybody, welcome. I am Ken Clark. I am the founding coach at semiprivatepractice.com. Thanks for being here. If you're here, it's probably because you got some downtime right now. Maybe you're stuck in a blizzard and all your clients are canceled. They're happy for a snow day, but you're panicking because a bunch of revenue just went out the window. Maybe you're stuck in an airport or it's just a slow period in your business and you want to find a way to lean in, to be proactive instead of being anxious. If that's where you're coming from, I've been there a million times as we've scaled from just myself as a clinician all the way up to 275 staff. There's been a lot of panicked moments where it didn't seem like the phone was ringing, where it didn't seem like the emails were coming in, and you had to make the hard choice between sulking and getting all in your feels about it and finding a way to lean in and be productive and proactive. So that's what this is today. This is going to be 20 tips, 20 ideas for you to lean into this downtime you have and figure out how to monetize it, how to come out of the gates strong when business gets busy again. So if you're here looking for that kind of stuff, you come to the right place. A couple of housekeeping items before we get into those 20 tips for downtime, slow days, snow days, whatever it is. One, you would do us a huge favor if you subscribe to this YouTube channel. Our ability to put this content out and do all that kind of depends on people leaning in and enjoying it and passing it off to their colleagues. So do me a favor, go right down there in the middle of your screen right now, click that subscribe button. That would help get the word out about what we do. If you do find a value in this video, then please repost it to Facebook groups, share it with your friends, email it out. We'd love for you to get the word around about semiprivatepractice.com. We were really intent on helping small practice owners grow their practice, whether you're a solo practitioner or a group, without having to spend a ton of money. To that end, if you like this, want more of this, we host some weekly and monthly Zoom calls. They're live calls, but we record them in case you can't make it. They're called Coffee with Ken. It's your chance to sit down with an established practice owner and consultant within our industry and ask questions and brainstorm. There's always great peer support on there as well. There's other people doing what you're doing in different parts of the country. There's a lot of ideas on there that are going to come from the crowd that are even better than what I can give you. So if you're interested in that, please visit semiprivatepractice.com, go to our store and select on one of the Coffee with Ken options there. There's 30 days free trial on that. You can cancel at any time. If it ceases to be valuable, please feel free to move on. There's also about 50, 60 hours of archives on there, previous meetings, so you can go in and immediately hit the ground running, start watching stuff. For those of you that don't know me, again, my name is Ken Clark, and I am a mental health entrepreneur. I am a marriage and family therapist by training. No intentions of ever starting anything bigger than myself, but probably like a lot of you have seen in our industry, there's such demand for good, healthy places to work. So about 15 years later, we're 275 employees. We provide about 150,000 sessions a year across 20 brick and mortar locations, a bunch of telehealth, multiple states, things like that. So a lot of this stuff you're going to hear is stuff that came from that journey of going from one therapist with one client to the having the impact that we are today. So okay, before we get into it, you're going to see some stuff pop up during the video. There'll be a few links in there. Some of those links are to people that, even though we use their product, now that we recommend them, they do give us some revenue off that, a referral fee or whatever. So we want to be transparent there. So you will see some things in here that if you do click on them, use them. There might be a reward in that for us, but again, we want to be transparent. So we're going to get into it. Here is your top ideas for what to do with snow days, slow days, downtime. You're stuck in the hospital watching somebody get better and you can't really see clients, but you can do work. So here's going to be some ideas that you can lean into. We want you to maybe find 2 or 3 out of the list that really feel helpful and would get you moving the right direction. Don't try and do them all. Pick the low-hanging fruit, what excites you. We will be putting out individual 3 to 5 minute videos on all of these over the next month or two. So any of these that you like, again, if you're subscribed, we'll be going deeper and giving you some more tips and tricks on how to do that. So with no further ado, I'm going to look off screen here at my list. And the first thing that I would recommend always if you have some downtime and you are needing to either grow your business or make your business more profitable, is that you start with a bank account or profit and loss sheet review. So if you're doing QuickBooks or anything like that, if you have an accountant, hopefully they're providing you with a profit and loss statement every month. If they're not, that's fine. You probably need to find somebody who can do that. Shoot us an email. We'll find you a recommendation in your state. But one of the things you can do regardless is you can go through your bank account and your credit card statements and start actively thinking through what you're seeing there. I want you to go through and look at every one of those expenses and make sure you know what it is. Make sure you know what level of service and what features you're paying for. And by doing that, you're hopefully going to find some things in there that you forgot to turn off or that you're no longer using now that this person's not at your practice, things like that. We regularly do that at our practice, and we find hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of dollars in missed opportunities where once we go in, we tighten the bolts, we cancel subscriptions, things like that. That's money that goes straight to the bottom line and to our clinicians, to our household as a practice owner. So number one thing is to get familiar with your finances, start going through your bank account, make sure you recognize every charge on there, and make sure you have a good justification for what that charge is. Number two, I'm going to suggest that specifically with any charges on there, you're going to go in, if there's subscriptions, and review those subscriptions to make sure you're using exactly what you're paying for, to make sure you're not paying for the premium account when you only need the basic account, to make sure you're not paying for additional users, people that were helping your practice that aren't there. Subscriptions in particular are one of the places that we see profitability drain out of all kinds of businesses. So going in to your subscription account, going to the billing tab, looking what that level is, and then going back to the original page for that website, for that service, and looking at their different account tiers and making sure you're not overpaying relative to what you need is a great use of some downtime. It should be on your to-do list every year. Number three, going to suggest that you gently go back and try and collect money from old accounts that still owe you money, right? A lot of us have this asset out there, this pile of money that still has our name on it, but we've forgotten about that client that owed us that copay or that balance or whatever. So by going back through your record system, going back through your appointments and looking to see what you did and didn't get paid for, inevitably you will find money there that you are owed. I'm not suggesting you call people in the middle of a snow day or from the airport where you're stranded, but you can send emails to all those people asking very kindly for them to take care of their balance and including a link to your payment system or PayPal or whatever in an attempt to get that. When we do that as a practice, we literally collect thousands of dollars in fees that have kind of fallen off our radar because the services were provided months ago. And now we've moved on with life. So taking a moment to review that, send that out, we'll get you there. If you need a template for that email, please send me an email. I'm happy to give you a PDF of the email that we use for free. You can go in and change the details, but it's a very kind, gentle reminder to get their bill paid. Number four, if you are using any services like internet or housekeeper for your practice or anything else where you essentially signed a contract, this downtime that you have is a great opportunity to go back and rebid that business and see if you can get them to give you a discount for being a loyal customer. The way that I do that is I send out an email saying exactly that, or I call and leave a voicemail saying, hey, I'm doing an annual review of all our expenses. We pay you X for this, and we are taking that out to the marketplace to see if that's still the most competitive bid. Please give me a call back or shoot me an email if that's your best price or if there's a better level of cost or service you can offer us. Often you will get somebody that comes back preemptively, not wanting to lose that business, who says, sure, we can give you a 10% discount, 20% discount. By the way, offering to prepay some of those expenses, maybe a quarter at a time, 2 or 3 months at a time, might be a great way to secure that discount. Or don't be surprised if they also ask for that. Okay, number 5. This is a simple one, but it really goes a long way. I do a lot of corporate speaking within corporate America. I do this with executive teams, and it always has an impact. So tip number 5, spend 20, 30, 60 minutes, 2 hours writing thank you notes and sending thank you texts to the people in your world that have made a difference in your practice, in your business. Send them a note saying thank you for the referrals. Of course, we want to leave out any HIPAA protected information. Reach out to mentors, reach out to college professors, whoever that have made a difference, and just say, hey, here's where I am. Look how far I've come. Thank you for being part of that journey. If there's ever anything I can do to help you, let me know. You will get referrals out of that. You will get people who spread your name around the community without you even knowing it. And by the way, your brain's just going to work different and better when you take a moment to calculate gratitude instead of operating from that kind of amygdala mode, fight, flight, or freeze. Oh my gosh, what's happening to my business? Doing gratitude's like pulling the lawnmower cord on the front part of the brain. It gets your mind working differently. You're going to see broader solution sets than just fight, flight, or freeze. Number 6, it's a great time to do a marketing push. By marketing push, I mean sending out emails to people who are referral sources, and saying, hey, I'm over here. I can help you with the people that you also serve. So I send this to medical practices, churches, tutors, anybody that's serving the same clientele. I send them an email saying we've crossed paths at some point, or I found you on the internet. If there's anything I can ever help you with, here's how you refer somebody to me. I also, if there's a genuine need for their services for my clients, I will ask for information as well. I would just caution you against doing that if that's not genuine. Don't promise people referrals when you know that you are not going to send any their way. Also a great time to reach out to dormant clients, so email clients that have fallen off the radar, and just say, hey, I miss you, checking in on you. Shoot me an email with a quick update, and or if you'd love to get on my calendar, here's a link if you have a electronic calendar, or send me availability and we'll get you back in. We do see that clients fall off the radar and then they feel bad about ghosting you as their therapist, and they kind of get out of the habit of treatment. That gentle invitation to return often brings people right back in the door just when you need them. Number 7, this is a great time to create some social media content for the next few weeks or month. I'm a big believer in Canva, C-A-N-V-A. It's a great graphics design program. You can go on there. They've got basically pre-made posts where you can just change the information to your practice, customize it a little bit to mental health topics, and create 10 or 15 of those that you're going to post on your Facebook, your Instagram, wherever over the next month or two. Even better, if you have a list of articles that you're slowly piling up, I always encourage people to have a folder that they keep in their email account, where when you see things from your professional association or in the local news that are mental health related, you can go in there, save those in a folder, and then post that on your social media along with that graphic that you created. Great way to get that out of the way. I think a lot of us mean to do better on social media, but the reality is when we get busy, it falls through the cracks. So use this downtime that you have today to create 10, 15, 20 easy posts that you can use in the future. Number 8, this is a great time to declutter your bookcase, your office, your storage room, your garage, those things that you bought for your practice or your business way back in the day that you're no longer using, the things that are just gathering dust, the room that you mean to clean out and you're going to turn into a therapy room and maybe bring in another associate to help pay the bills. This is a great time to go ahead and get all that stuff on Facebook, to sell your old textbooks, to get rid of that chair that you thought was so awesome, but you got an even better one now. Go on Facebook Marketplace or wherever you sell your stuff, Craigslist, go ahead and take some pictures of that stuff, upload it. Easy way to pump a few $100s all the way up to a few $1,000s into your bank account in the course of a couple of days, which is great when you're sitting around wishing you had more clients and more money coming in the door. Number 9, this is a great time to make sure that you are included in all the top business directories that don't charge. You'll have to kind of weigh the benefit of the ones that do charge. But there's all kinds of directories out there for your specialty or for clinicians and mental health in general. Here's the way that I would find the directories that you should be listed in that you're not. I would just go to Google and Google therapist and put in whatever city you're in. And the first 2 or 3 pages of results will have directories that some of which you've never seen before. They accept free listings. Maybe they'll try and sell you on an upgrade. But this is a great time to go through all of those directories and make sure that you are listed in there, especially if you can include a link back to your website. They call those backlinks, right? Every backlink coming into your website actually helps raise your Google search results a little bit. So the more of those that you have coming in from credible sites, you don't want to set up one of those link farms or anything like that, but those credible sites, that will help get you in there. Easy to do. Most of those directory listings stay on there forever once you get them in there. And somewhere down the road, that will improve your search engine results, or somebody will find that directory and contact you. So easy thing to do. It doesn't take a lot of time. Google whatever your services are in your area, see what directories show up, and add your name to those, especially if they're free. Number 10, this is a great time to start building that online course or that coaching component or that podcast or whatever you were thinking about. For a lot of us, that is daunting to go launch online courses or build out anything like that. So I highly recommend using some of the platforms that have kind of tutorials or university type stuff set in there. My favorite, hands down, it's what you're probably, if you're a Coffee with Ken member or anything like that, you kind of came in through that storefront. My favorite is a thing called Kajabi, Kajabi. We're going to put a link up here in a second. There'll be a link down in the description. We highly, highly, highly recommend Kajabi. Not the cheapest on the planet, but I think the most automation features. It makes it really easy to do what I'm doing. And there are massive amount of short tutorials in there that they call the Kajabi University or their Hero University. Highly recommend it. It's how I learned how to do this. We're pushing 7 figures now in total lifetime earnings through that platform. It's a great way to get your content out there, whether it's meant for other clinicians, for the public, whatever you're doing, continuing education, anything like that. So kajabi.com. I'm going to put a link in the chat. It'll get you a discount, or the link in the description will help you out. Number 11, this is a great time to create a list of local awards from your local magazines and newspapers that they give out every year. So this will be the family magazine or the local business magazine in your community that publishes these kind of annual rewards, best therapist in the metro area, things like that. Most of those are open to self-submission. A lot of those that we've won over the years, we put our name in there and then the public voted on it. But that's great publicity. Those are great graphics you can put on your website when you win those. Most of those don't cost anything to participate in. They're going to try and sell you advertising if you win, but you don't have to buy it. So this is a great time to make a list of those, put them on your to-do list, put them on your calendar. The easy way to do that is to go to each one of those local publications' websites, the family magazine that's in your area or whatever, and look through their menu until you find their best of or the rewards, or maybe just type it into the search box on their website, and you'll usually find last year's winners. You'll kind of get an idea when the deadline's going on, things like that. Again, easy thing to do, great publicity. You won't win every one of those, but you're going to win enough to make sure that it's worth your time. Okay, number 12, this is a great time to research new markets for your existing services. Let me tell you this, as a guy who's scaled a business, I've gotten distracted with a lot of great ideas over the years that were things that we weren't already doing. And I'd run over there and spend a lot of time learning how to do it. And it was cool, but it wasn't our main business. And so it never got the attention it needed. It never really got off the ground. And I was distracted from the main thing that was making us money. This is the idea of keeping the main thing the main thing. So instead of running out there and adding some type of clinician to your practice that you don't already have, or opening another location when you're not sure if you can manage that, what I would highly recommend is look for places where your existing menu of services aren't being highly utilized. It could be the next city over and offering telehealth. It could be a certain kind of professional in your city, first responders, whatever, that would love your services, but you've never found an inroad. This downtime that you have right now, the snow day, the slow day, the sitting in the airport day, this is a great time to go through the websites for those organizations and find the point of contact, who their HR director is or whatever, and send an introductory email saying that I want to provide services to your folks, or figuring out in the next town over who would be one of the ideal referral sources for you and starting a conversation there. Look for new markets to provide your existing services. That's one of the quickest ways to start bringing money into your practice without having to go reinvent the wheel and invest a bunch of cash. Okay, let's see. Number 13, you got time today? This is a great time to make sure that you are maximizing your credit card rewards that are related to your practice and your personal life. There's a lot of credit cards out there. Chase Inc. is one that comes to mind that offer very substantial rewards for shopping certain places, like at office supply stores or paying your internet bill. So if you're only getting 1 or 2% on a lot of your credit card rewards, if you're only getting 1 point for every dollar you spend, this is a great time to sit down and Google business credit card rewards for internet, business credit card rewards for Google AdWords, whatever it is, right? Go through and Google and you'll find blogs and posts that review different credit cards that are maybe going to give you a little more cash back. That increases your profit margin. That is a good use of your time. A word of caution from a former financial planner: do not open credit cards that you are not good about paying off. If you've got struggles where your eyes are bigger than your stomach, as they say, right? If you spend stuff not knowing where the money's going to come from, this is not a great strategy for you. But if you're deliberate about it, this is a great strategy. One quick tip there for me, this is something we've always done in our business, even when we've grown to 8 figures plus as far as revenue, is I take whatever I think my credit card bill is going to be every month, and I have 1/4 of that come out every week. So 25% of what I think my credit card bill is going to be just automatically gets debited from my account every month. That keeps me kind of paid down instead of that huge surprise bill coming at the end of the month that feels overwhelming and makes me want to curl up in a ball and make it all go away. So great time to go out and shop credit cards, easy to do. There'll be some links on semiprivatepractice.com in our blog where you can go through and see some of the credit cards that I like using for our practice that favor some of the things we do, as well as allow me to do some self-care through travel. Okay, let's see. Next, this is a great time to make sure that you are getting all the tax deductions you deserve for your small business, whether you're one person or you've got a growing group practice. One of the easiest ways to do that, make sure that you are getting the relief from the IRS that you deserve for being a small business owner and taking a chance, is just go Google best deductions, most missed deductions, most overlooked deductions for small businesses, entrepreneurs, business owners, and you'll see a lot of things in there. One of the best ways to do this also is to go through your personal bank account, your personal credit card statement, and see if there's any work stuff that's ending up on those. Maybe it's something that you put on there years ago before you had a business credit card or a business account. This is a great time to switch those things over. If they're coming out of your personal account, you may not be deducting them properly or reimbursing yourself properly. So switch over the credit card to your personal or your business credit card, and also reach out to your accountant and make sure that they know that you've got those expenses in your personal account, and you can deduct them properly come tax time. Okay, number 15, this is a great time to look for discounts on existing services, but using third-party relationships. So if you go back to your professional association, for example, They might have some discounts on there, maybe discounts on your liability insurance, discounts on health insurance, those different things. So make sure you go to your professional association website. For any of the services that you're using, of course, go to Google and type in the name of your cell phone provider and then type in the phrase discounts. And you'll often find blog posts or even things on their website that explain to you how to get a little more of a discount on those. I'm going to throw one recommendation at you. This is not for everybody. This is one of those ones where they give us a little bit of reward if we send them your way. So take it all with a grain of salt, but I love it. We're going to put a link up here in a second. It's called Founders Card, like somebody who founds a business, Founders Card. It runs me, I want to say about $500 a year to have that membership, but it gets me things like 15% off my cell provider, 15 to 20% off a number of applications that we already use in our practice, even some of the credit card processing that you might be using. It also gets you substantial discounts on travel, allows you to kind of do some bougie high-end travel without having to pay as much. Recently, I was just in Washington, D.C., and I was able to stay at the Ritz-Carlton for as cheap as it would have cost me to stay in a middle-level Marriott or Hyatt or something like that. Using that card is a great way to stretch your money. So look at it. It's not for everybody. You do spend money, so you need to make sure that you are using some of the services in there that do offer discounts, or it won't be of value to you. Okay, number 16. This is a great time to brainstorm and find some things to automate. By automate, I mean use some software or a service or even an outside professional to get something off your plate, to make it automatic so that you free up some of your time to go do other things that matter more for your practice. One of the best ways to do this is sit down and do a little bit of a time study on yourself. So think through your week. Where does your time go? What are you doing every morning or every Friday or once a month? I would take that task and I would do two things. I would either go to the semiprivatepractice.com Facebook group and post in there, is there any way to automate this? Has anybody found any cost-effective services, etc.? And you can also go to Google, of course, and do the same thing. There's a lot of things out there that will automate stuff for you. They will make your life faster. We have a Saturday morning follow-up appointment email funnel that we use to grab clients who didn't schedule this week or people that have fallen off the radar. Kind of an automatic email that goes out, points them towards our calendar. We probably get 40 to 50 appointments every Saturday because we hit send on that one email. You can find that follow-up funnel on our website at semiprivatepractice.com. We've got a cheat class on there about how to do it and some of the resources we use. Okay, number 17. This is going to be an awkward, uncomfortable one for some of you, but this is a great time to think about raising some of your prices on some of your discount customers, your pro bono people, your legacy clients that you've had since you first opened. It's hard to do. It's uncomfortable, I know, but I would highly recommend that you look at yourself as your own most important business asset. One of the best ways that you can care for that asset is to make sure it's properly paid, right? Well paid is a great form of self-care. It's not the only one, but you can do a lot of things to care for yourself with a little more money. A lot of things to make your practice run smoother with a little bit more money. So think about raising rates on your existing folks. Here's what we need to do, right? We need to make sure that we aren't jacking rates up in a way that feels unethical to our existing clients. So one of the things I recommend is raising your existing clients that have been there forever up to a rate that is close to but below what you are charging new clients. So you can send them an email that says, hey, we need to raise rates, inflation, cost of my time, wait lists, things like that. The good news is we are still charging you less due to your loyalty, thanks to, or your ongoing loyalty. Thanks to that, we're going to charge you less. And you raise them, $15, $20 below what a new client would pay, and you'll get some buy-in there. The worst thing that happens is somebody says, nope, that's too expensive. And then you can make a decision from there about, do I want to stick with their old rate, et cetera. You got to think through the ethics of that, what that means for you, but that's absolutely okay to wrestle with that and make some case-by-case exceptions. So if you need the email template on that as well, happy to send it your way. Shoot me an email, ken@semiprivatepractice.com. I'll be happy to share the email template for client raises that we use. Okay, let's see. Number 18, if you're doing any speaking, if you're doing any stuff like this, YouTube, anything else, if you go out and do free events, if you're trying to launch a program that brings pro bono stuff to a school or a nonprofit, you should have a Patreon account or a Kickstarter account. These different places that people can donate to help you launch something or to support something out of the goodness of their heart. You can go sign up for these for free. They take a little bit of the money, but next time you go and speak at the local library or something like that, you can throw it in at the end. Here's a QR code. If today was helpful, if you feel so motivated, you can donate. Of course, we don't want to do this with clients. This is not an add-on. We're not asking for tips, anything like that. This is if you're offering free services out there. Inevitably, there are going to be people in the audience that get value and they want to thank you for that value. There is nothing wrong with taking a donation or compensation from somebody who is not a client but wants to show their gratitude. So consider opening one of those accounts. Easy way to pick up a little money here and there. Number 19, we're getting near the end here. Number 19, this is a great time to go energy efficient. I know it's a small thing, but if you have an office where you run lamps all day or leave your computers on, things like that, of course, that's going to nickel and dime you. It's kind of one of those death by 1,000 paper cuts when it comes to the expenses of running your business. If our expenses are too high, there's less profit. That means more stress. So look around. If you haven't switched to more eco-friendly light bulbs and power strips and things, your Nest thermometer or thermostat, this is a great time to do that. Small investment. Often, check with your accountant. There's even a write-off or a rebate that you can get on your tax return. You can also reach out to your local utilities. A lot of the electric companies, heating companies, things like that, will actually send somebody out for free to do a walkthrough at your location to find where you're wasting energy. They might even give you things for free like light bulbs that will help you lower that cost. So over time, it makes a big difference. Save $50, $100 a year times 20, 30 years. That's enough money to matter. Okay, last but not least, this is a great time to do what you're doing right now, which is continue to power learn, to download into your brain new ways, stretch yourself as an owner, as a private practitioner, as an entrepreneur, both the actual tactical aspects of running your business, but also the mental game as well. So again, let me make a commercial for Coffee with Ken. If you have enjoyed the nature of this, if it felt conversational, useful, practical, we would love for you to join us on one of our weekly or monthly Zoom calls. You can sign up for that over at semiprivatepractice.com. We're going to throw a link up here as well. Come on over, 30-day free trial. If it's helpful, stick around. If not, no biggie. This is also a great time to read and all that kind of stuff. I would highly recommend a thing called Blinkist, Blinkist, like Blink, right? Blinkist.com. They have an app you can download onto your phone, and you can listen to great business books, motivational books, the books your clients are reading. You can listen to summaries in the space of 5 or 10 minutes. Helps you get up to speed, become conversational. And I use it to preview which books I actually want to buy and go deeper with. So we've also got a link for that over on semiprivatepractice.com. If you go to our tools and resources, our recommended section, we've got a link in there. It'll save you a little bit of money as well. So Blinkist, and join us for Coffee with Ken. So one last bonus tip as we pull in for a landing here. You got some downtime today. The business is weighing on you. I'm glad you're here. I hope this stuff was helpful. But life is all about the relationships. When we get to the end of it, when we're laying on our deathbed someday, we're not going to wish we spent more time searching for discounts on internet. So while we have to do some of that stuff to be able to provide for ourselves and those that we care about, you should also go outside and make a snowman right now with your kid, or call your mom or your dad, or sit and write in your journal, right? That the business is a big part of you, but it's not the only part of you. Pick one or two things off this list today. You can do them when your kids go to bed, or when your spouse gets distracted with their own job, or after you read that chapter in the book that you've been meaning to read for a long time. So the most valuable investment you can make with downtime always is yourself, because you are the most important part of your business. Without you, this business does not exist. So take care of you. Hope this was helpful. Again, if I can ever help you with anything, point you in the right direction, coaching, anything like that, we do all that. Visit the website, semiprivatepractice.com. Shoot me an email, ken@semiprivatepractice.com. Again, I would be deeply indebted if you would go subscribe to this channel, share this link with your friends. Hope this is helpful. We'll see you again soon.